Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is CJ, also known as Courtney Jane Racing, and welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title, today we are going to be installing two things. We have the Cobb short shifter, and we also have the front and rear shifter bushings. So, let's get into it. Basically all you're going to need for the short shifter. So those two wrenches right there, those are 12 mils. All right, so first thing you're going to want to do is to remove that shift knob by simply twisting it off. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and take the trim off. If you've never removed trim before, it's basically just a bunch of plastic clips. Be careful not to break any of them because obviously if you do, it's not going to be seated right. So don't be afraid to take your time. I have a few things that we're going to disconnect from the back, which is basically the cigarette lighter and a few other things. And now we have full access to the shifter itself. At this point, you're going to want to take your two 12 mil wrenches and you're going to place one on each side. And here we're just going to extract the bolt and the nut. Go ahead and place that off to the side as well. And now we're going to take out the shifter itself. To get the shifter out, put it in a neutral type of position, twist it 180 degrees, act like you're putting it into fourth gear, and then you're gonna wanna push down on it, pop that ball joint out from the socket. I don't have any new hardware for this, so we're just going to be reusing the old ones from the original shifter. You're going to want to take out the small blue bushings that are in there, and then you're going to pull the sleeve out. And because we are reusing them, we're just going to clean them up and re-lube them. Once everything is cleaned up and re-lubed, you're going to go ahead and put the hardware back the same way that you had pulled it out from the original one. So put the blue bushings back on, and then you're gonna put the metal sleeve back on as well. Before putting everything back in, it's always really good to clean the area, especially where that new shifter is about to sit. When I pulled it out, obviously you saw that there was a bunch of gunk and hair and crumbs and whatever else. Next, you're gonna want to re-lube the pocket where the shifter is about to sit. And then this is the part where you're gonna wanna take your little sledgehammer and get the end of the short shifter back into its place. All of the hardware that we need to really put back in is just this bolt and nut. At this time, it's also a good idea to make adjustments to the short shifter itself. You can have it as high as you want or as low as you want. I prefer mine to be pretty low. And all you need to do to make that adjustment is to take your hex key, insert it on the side. And obviously by loosening those bolts on the side of the short shifter, it allows you to move the shifter itself up and down to your liking. Once you're happy with the way it sits, go ahead and tighten those. Make sure everything looks good and feels good. Tighten that bolt and nut down. And now we're just going to put back our center console trim and shifter boot back together. And now it's time to put on our new shift knob from Cobb, and as you can see, I went with a black color instead of the red one. Obviously, as you guys can see, I already have some red going on, so I went with a black.
Sometimes things may seem unclear. Trust yourself and you will know, my dear. Oh, I know that it's not easy, nothing is.
Now let's go ahead and move on to the front and rear shifter bushings. The tools that you might want to be using for this install are all right here. So I have a pry bar, flathead, I've got two 12 mils, a ratchet. This little guy is a 4 mil, an extension, and I have a 13 mil and a 12 mil. Alright, so I stopped rolling the camera because it was taking me forever to get the front bushing out. I got frustrated. So then I decided to move to the rear shifter bushing, which was probably the easiest one for me to take out. There's just two 12mm bolts, one right here, and we have one on the other side. It's a little blurry, so I'm sorry. Took those two off. The shifter is right in here. Actually disassembled it up top. I would have loved to do that, but it's welded onto it right here, and then this whole thing would have been, ow! This whole boot thing would have been really annoying to squeeze past the drive shaft. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna work with what I got. But anyways, obviously I did it with this still in the car. Take apart your shifter up top so it gives you more wiggle room. And from there, you'll be able to move this back and forth, up and down, all around, but you still have obviously minimal amount of space to work with. To be honest with you guys, it took me probably an hour just to be patient and actually squeeze the bushing out. But with that being said, bushings are out. I will show you guys what they look like. Okay, so here is the rear shifter bushing up close. Obviously, as you can tell, it's no longer good anymore. It's cracked everywhere. And this is the front shifter bushing. This one is the one that took me forever to get out, and I got really desperate and tried cutting it. Overall, when it comes to removing this, just make sure you have a lot of patience. These ones are gonna be for the front, and I like these ones a lot better just because it's not like this, where I have to squeeze it and push it all the way through, where I know this is gonna be very difficult. And this one's really easy. It's split in two, it just lays on the side, not that hard to put back in, so I'm really looking forward to installing these ones. As we install the rear shifter bushing, we will be using the new hardware that Cobb sent us. Yeah, no, I'm still volume. Alright, and that was it for today's video. If you stayed to the very end, make sure to comment down below bushing. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you guys like the shirt that I'm wearing, I do have my own apparel. It's called theoverdriven.com. Every purchase that you make helps support me, my cars, and my racing career. And of course, don't forget to follow me on all my social media pages at Courtney Jane Racing. Before I end this video, I want to thank Cobb Tuning for sending me all these parts and supporting my builds. It really means a lot to me. With that being said, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.